Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Thursday, March the 10th. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading. Trading Better, Part 6. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Okay, I had a request. I think it was via email, where a trader says um, they want to trade reversals, they want to trade breakouts, and they were talking about the three-level ZZ indicator. And um, so I put that up there, and the only other thing I put up there was basically the candle color multimeter, so we can see what the candle colors are on all of the time frames, just real quick reference. And he was saying that, when do I take a breakout? When do I take a reversal? Well, um, that's a really good question. The thing is, don't have a crystal ball, so really can't predict the future. But we do know something about price. And the one thing we know about price is it has to range. It has to expand. That's why there's a market. People are buying and selling, and it moves the price up and down, as we can see here on the chart. But the question is, well, when would you take a reversal? When would you take a breakout? Well, usually you want to do that at the extreme, is when you want to take a reversal or a breakout. So, for example, let's switch over to a daily chart here. And let's put up we can look at the candles where I've made the chart nice and wide. Well, rather than have all these other gauges, I'm going to do it old school way. Well, you see the high here hit 93 and the low hit 23. Well, that's what? 60, 70 pips. Well, we kind of know 60, 70 pips, that's right around the average range, or ATR. Actually, over the last 14 days, though, I think it's been closer to 100. But that's something, you look up. In fact, maybe I should have put the B clock indicator on there. Let me pause and do that. Okay, so I loaded up another indicator just so the B clock here that I modified, and we're showing the ATR 14 period for the day. So as I mentioned, I remember yesterday the ATR was around 110, 112. So it says over the past 14 days, 113, the range is 70. So just a few moments ago, um, the range for the day was about 60 or so. Um, let's see. We need to put up the period separator so we can show when the day started. So you can see right here, that was the low of the day. And actually, that means the range was probably only about 50 pips when right here. So what had happened was, we've got a range of 50, ATR is 113. So what's that telling me? It means that price needs to range, it needs to expand. So what just happened? So if we go back to that 1 minute chart here, you can see price broke, and then broke hard and broke all the way down. So the question is, well, maybe you would have tried a reversal here. But the problem is that you look left, you see it bounced once, bounced twice, bounced 3 times, bounced 4 times. Well, so maybe you were expecting a bounce here, but the chart's telling you it's not going to bounce. Why? What do you have here? You've got a white candle, or a bullish candle after a 3 ball. You got a bullish candle on a 3 ball. Right here, you come down, there might have been a 1 ball or something, but you don't see a bullish candle till about here. But the question is, so what you would be thinking is breakout. Why? Well, you've got a one ball here. It's telling you to go short. You see nothing but bearish candles. So those are a couple of keys when you would go short or when you would go for the breakout versus when you go for the reversal. Now right here, just before I made the video, I saw a price had dropped way down and I jumped in and just picked up a few pips because I saw that three ball. I saw price moving up. So yeah, I got in at 34. I got out at 38. Yeah, I left about 3 pips on the table, but it was one of the things. Um, since I hadn't gotten in much lower, it's like, hey, I got to get out while the getting's good. And then you see that one ball. I didn't even wait for the one ball for this candle to close because I've got a rule of thumb. If I'm in a trade and I see a one ball, I get out because more times than not, it'll reverse on me than continue in my favor. That's just probably me remembering, the selected memory, just remembering when it went against me as opposed to when it went my way. So when do you take a reversal? Well, you need to see a turn trade, which I've talked about before. So here, bearish, bullish, up, bearish, bullish, up, bearish, bullish, up. Okay, bearish, bullish, up. Now just up a little bit. And so the other thing is you can see here, it made a slightly higher high, a lower high, definitely a lower high. So and all these lower lows, price action is just telling you we need to look for a breakout trade once again because the range isn't even close to the ATR. So right now, where's price more likely to go? Is it to go north or south to get the range? Well, once again, you can look at this candle. For it to get more range, it's going to have to go up those 70 pips and then some. But to get more range the other way, it just needs to just drop a little bit more and it'll pick up more range on the daily. So it's kind of simple. Also, you can see here we probably looks like we had an order block and then we had some imbalance, but the imbalance just got filled. But or maybe you don't like trading on M1, you can trade on M5. You'll see the same story here. So right here, you have a bearish candle bullish with the 3 ball. So if you took that long, you might have felt a little pain here. But if you placed your stop loss down here, it wasn't threatened. Then it went up. You take your pips off the table. And you see here, it went up. You look left, you see wicks, you see a down candle. That tells me when it starts to drop below right here, this area right below this white candle close or black candle open, it's getting out of those wick zones. Take the money off the table. Possibly you could even reverse. But if you're using a 3-level ZZ, you don't have a ball there, so you're not going to reverse. So, and it's telling you here, you want to look to go long bias. You got a semaphore range of 59 pips from here to here. And the distance between price and the most recent semaphore is 7.5 pips at the moment. So would I go long here? Well, if I did, I'd be swimming against the current. And so if I got 1 or 2 pips, I punch out. So I'm hoping that answers the question. You look at the 3-level ZZ, you see a semaphore. Remember, the semaphore indicates a breakout. This is not a reversal indicator, it's a breakout indicator. So you can see here, probably when it put in that 3 ball, it pushed it all the way up because it broke out of this level. And you see here, it broke out of this level. And so it was probably putting a 1 ball, 2 ball, and then a 3 ball down there. And as you can see, one of the things that people say, well, the ball moves, it repaints. It's like, no, what it does is it updates in real time. So when you look back, everything looks simple, yeah. But if you use my dynamic support resistance indicator, it'll put a diamond at each bar so you can actually look back and see. And it doesn't, quote unquote, repaint. It never has, never will. It's not set up that way. It does things in real time. So, so what do you trade here? Do you trade the breakout or the reversal? Well, if you look here below this level, there's wicks. So that's telling me to go long. So here you're trading a reversal. And once again, you've got a turn trade set up. Bearish candle, bullish candle, and there you go. It's moving up again. So probably what's going to happen is you're going to be range bound for a while in this area. And then you take the money off the table. And if you look at the multimeter from H1 down to M1, it just turned green. And so you've seen the smart range indicator before, but if you didn't make the donation, you can use B clock, and here you can change the time frame to ATR to current. And so you can see the ATR on the hour for the last 14 hours is 10.4. The current range is 9.9. So it's just about hit its range. There it went up again. So you can see it's extended itself. I'm sorry, this isn't the hourly. This is the we're still on M5 right there, M5. But if we look at the hourly, let's see, we can use that to switch over. 24.8, 17.9. So we still have some room to go. This was a big down big down hour. So right there, I'm going to call that a return bar, looking for price to get back to 31.77. Maybe not now, maybe not even today, but that's what I would be looking for. And you can see we've got a H4 is negative or red. So you can see here H4 was broke below all of these wicks, all these lows. But price is starting to come back up on the H1. So we've got a 2 ball here. So looks like we've got maybe a turn trade in process. The open was 32, so if you took that open crossover, you'd be good for 5 pips. So you can take the breakouts when you see that the range is below the ATR or average range, because that means range is probably going to expand. So in this case, you're looking to take the breakout, but actually you probably should have been in the trade long before. Maybe you take the breakout here, this inside bar on the H1. As I mentioned before, I've kind of switched over to H30. But here was an inside bar. The next one was an outside bar. So you take that breakout again. Here is 3 ball. You look left. What do you see? A wick. You see bullish candle. So what's that mean? Price has been moving up from that level. So that's when you look for the reversal. Here, you look for the breakout. Why? Because price has been pushed down. And at the time, this is a momentum candle, and usually there's some follow through. And so that's what happened. It followed through. Now price is getting into the launch pad, and we'll see if it launches back up. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, let me know. Once again, simple stuff here. And just remember, these videos are for educational purposes only. So your results may differ from mine because it's not what I trade, It's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.